Hey, man, it's crazy, man. LA. A lot of people been dying. I don't even want to be on social media no more, man. Social media, Facebook is like the new obituary. Somebody always dying. COVID is real. A lot of people die from COVID. That's why I tell black people specifically, and I'm not singling out no other race, but I tell my black people, listen, we got to start taking our lives more serious. Start doing shit for our kids, and their kids. Like, we got to start doing shit like getting life insurance. That's true. Nigga, if you out here dope boys selling dope and shooting motherfuckers, you better get a policy, nigga. Better get a fucking policy. Because black people, you know, we know how to enter the world, but we exit all fucked up. We don't know how to lead this bitch. I'm like, no more GoFundMe's or fish fries. You know how much catfish you gotta fry to pay for a funeral? I don't gotta tell this shit to white people, because white people know. White people got the memo. White people get life insurance on their baby as soon as their kids is born. They get it. His name is Connor, and I got a policy on him. Yeah. This is why you never see white people hysterically crying at a funeral. Y'all thinking about this shit like, you know what, them motherfuckers don't be crying. They don't be crying. White people be at funerals basic sad. They be in there like, they look over like, I don't give a fuck. That's $5 million in the casket right there. I'm about to gentrify the rest of Inglewood with this goddamn money. That's why I went and got me a life insurance policy. I said, man, fuck that, I'm grown. I'm about to be 41 December 30th. Let me get a policy. I'm wearing turtlenecks now. I'm a grown fucking man. Went to State Farm. So let me see what the fuck Jake talking about. Went there, signed some paperwork at State Farm, gave it to the lady. I thought I had life insurance. She laughed. Sir, you don't have a policy yet. We have to take this paperwork to underwriting, and now you have to go to the doctor to get a physical. I said, a physical? She said, yes, a physical. I said, shit, I ain't had one of them since I was 13. Since the Pop Warner football days. I don't thinking they're gonna grab my balls, make me cough 3 times at this physical. Nah, this was a physical. They done checked everything. Heart rate, lungs, blood pressure. I'm about to leave. They say, sir, you have one more test, the most important test. I said, what the fuck is that? They said, you have to take an HIV test. I said, when? They said, now? I said, no the fuck I don't. I said, I ain't study for no HIV test, doc. So is this an HIV test or a quiz? I might could pass the quiz. I don't know about no... Because that ain't a test you tell somebody they got to take and meet, like, on the spot. Like, you got to give niggas prepared, like, time to prepare for a test like that. Like, yo, doc, you should have told me a while ago. I may have wanted to go vegan. Drink some alkaline water for a year. Or sprinkle some of Dr. Sabi ashes on me. You know, I'm trying to pass with a C-. Told me I had to take it right then and there. Scariest moment of my life. I lie to you not. That doctor put that needle in my arm. I saw that blood going in that capsule. The only thing I could think about, rest in peace, was the DMX song. I was like, well, there was Brenda, LaTisha, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Alicia. I was like, Cookie, I met her at the ice cream parlor. Diane, Lori, and Carla. About 3 Kims. And all those girls was raw dog. It took State Farm and Jake 3 weeks to give me my fucking results back. For those whole 3 weeks, I knew I had HIV. I felt the shit. Stay off of Facebook after you take an HIV test. Algorithms are real. Every article on Facebook says something about HIV. HIV sent me a friend request. Nigga, I was scared. I said, oh, fuck. Had to block that motherfucker. On the way to the doctor, there was no billboards about HIV. As soon as I took that test, 17 billboards appeared on the highway. One said, 1 out of every 4 comedians at the Laugh Factory got HIV. Said, it's fucking me! It's fucking me! Fucking with those Kims, fucking dirty bitches. About to say something. Finally, the results came to the house 3 weeks later in a big-ass envelope. I said, shit, why the fuck the envelope so big? How much information is on this shit? Said confidential in big red letters. I said, oh shit, what the fuck is a secret? And when you open an envelope like that, you forget what every term mean. I opened that shit, I was like, negative? It's like, negative is bad from what the fuck I remember. If you got negative money, that shit ain't good. Said, Doc, what the fuck? He said, sir, you're good. I was like, I'm good? Oh, I'm good? Yeah, and I celebrated that night. Fuck 3 more Kims, you hear me? Gave all 3 of them that clean dick. You hear what the fuck I'm saying? I'm Trey Elliot, y'all. Appreciate the time.